One. Okay. Hi, guys. Good evening. And welcome to our Season 2, Episode 4 of Creating the Perfect Cup, Part 2. Actually, we had our Part 1 last night with Misha Salud. And now we have a very, very special guest. No other than napakadaming fans neto, guys. As you can see, we've beaten the largest attendees ever. We have 50
Hello.
going 51. Ayan, nag-accept pa ako. So hi guys, please welcome Mr. Nathan Ongchuan.
Hello.
Round of
Hi
applause
guys.
naman.
So,
Yay.
hello.
Round of
Grabe.
applause.
Alright.
Narinig ko yung round of applause.
Yun. A virtual round of
Thanks for
applause.
having me. Hello.
Yeah. And
Thanks for having
for
me.
today's episode, actually our episode is all about creating the perfect cup. And also this is all about Mr. Nathan Ongchuan coffee journey, his coffee story, whatever, his achievements, and yeah, he's going to tell us his story. And yeah, sige, Master, you can start. First, introduce yourself, and then yeah, go ahead.
So hi guys. So as introduced, my name is Nathan. You can just call me Nathan. That's what usually people call me naman. So ako personally, I'm just a home brewer in the coffee industry. I've never been a barista, or I have friends that are baristas. Like I've been close with them, but never really gotten into that industry. So coffee actually started for me nung way back in college. Like actually high school uminom na ako ng coffee. Pero high school like that wasn't really
Talaga?
like
What
that
was your
coffee
first
for
coffee?
me.
What was your first coffee?
I think
3-in-1 ba?
siguro first Hindi naman. Actually, yung first coffee ko na tandaan ko high school was Starbucks, yung mga frap nila. Actually, yung coffee-based frap. Yun yung first tikim ko actually ng coffee. Pinaka-first tikim ko. And parang yung stigma ko nun, parang medyo fresh. Parang coffee is just like, actually yung time na Starbucks kasi matamis, diba? So, like lahat ng mga stigma ko was coffee. It was like sweet coffee, like, I really enjoyed. Actually, favorite drink ko dati was white chocolate mocha sa Starbucks. Yung pinaka-favorite drink ko. Like, go-to drink ko talaga yun.
I see.
Then, eventually, nung college, like, I also drank coffee. But, na-notice ko kasi yung brother ko, he's actually been drinking, like, he was been drinking black coffee. He told me like, to try it daw. Sabi ko, parang sobrang pait naman ng black coffee. Sabi ko, like, I'll give it a try. So, eventually, like, I started drinking black coffee in college. Tapos, parang yung usual kasi nun, naalala ko, yung actually hindi pala black coffee muna. Nag-start muna ako sa latte na walang sugar. Like, ganun siya usually, diba? Like, sugar, milk, coffee, tapos napunta sa milk and coffee, tapos napunta sa black. Diba? So,
grabe yung transition.
ang first tikim ko nun was, ang first tikim ko nun was in Toby's Estate. If you guys try their flat white, like, napakasarap ng flat white ng Toby's Estate.
Here.
Talagang they, like, medyo signature yun nila yun. So, natikman ko yun. I was like, oh, like, coffee, like, I can actually appreciate coffee by, like, even without sugar, like, at experience, diba? So, then I eventually started drinking black coffee. Yung go-to ko naman sa Starbucks was the iced Americano, which is, like, shot of espresso lang, ganun. Then, eventually, again, yung brother ko, nakita ko siya sa bahay, sabi ko, meron siyang V60 ito. Actually, nakita yung V60 na first na nakita ko. Tapos sabi ko, anong ginagawa ko? May scale ka, tapos may filter, gano'n. Kasi ganun coffee. Tapos eventually, like it went downhill from there. Like, since college, like, I was super into drip coffee, but I wasn't really making it at home. Like, more of like going outside and like trying mga specialty shops, gano'n. Like, I appreciated more compared to like yung mga second wave na Starbucks. Like, people who actually appreciated yung mga traceability of the beans. Parang they were more centered on the beans. Diba? So, I remember, first, siguro yung pinaka-eye-changing cup na natikman ko dati was from Japan, Lilo Coffee Roasters. Medyo, like, they're one of the pioneers also in Japan. I've tried, tandaan ko nun, it was an Ethiopian washed coffee. Di ko matandaan anong region, di ko matandaan anong farm sa Ethiopia, pero I remember it tasted like strawberries. And then from there, talagang, like, it really changed my perception even more.
Oh, nice.
So, after that, after college, like, so, straight out of college, I went into my family business. So, kasi as a Chinese family, usually we go into like mga family business na. So, coffee is like one of my hobby na ginawa ko after. Kasi parang sabi ko, parang mayroon ako outlet outside of my family, but parang outside of my job, diba? Parang I have something to look forward to. Then, Coincidentally enough, sa may office ko, may coffee shop doon sa may tabi, Coffee Collab around Granada Avenue. Doon ako tumatambay lagi and parang I've been like mas na-open ako nung 2019. Like I got super deeper pa into the coffee industry.
Yeah.
Kasi yung barista doon, one of my good friends rin, he actually told me to join the Aeropress competition. And I was like,
wow,
parang,
nice.
Yung same competition as Misha. Like,
like
actually,
the same year kayo.
The same, yeah, 2019. Same. As in,
okay.
Like, nagkita pa kami nun, pero like, di ko siya kalala. Kasi syempre, like me being a home brewer, like I was I was scared, parang ang daming barista dito. Tapos parang ako like, shit,
Tama.
So, and then, yun nga, like, so yun yung pinaka-first competition ko, like yung Aeropress competition. And same rin kay Misha, nakaabot ako ng octo-finals. Like, di ko rin paano, pero nakachamba lang. Like, siguro na gusto nila, chamba lang. Tapos yun, after that, after ng Aeropress finals, like, I actually started with my group of friends. Like, 5 kami, parang, we're called 5 Filters Coffee. So parang it was like a short gig lang. Like we went to different coffee shops and then we brought in mga different beans from different roasters.
Wait,
and we
okay
actually hold an event. Parang kasi diba usually in a shop, like wala masyadong guest beans, diba? So parang we partner up with the shop and then we bring guest beans in as we brew there the whole day. Like we did one in Driftwood in QC in Maguinao before also. And also in El Capitan in Venus. We did the stint there. So doon kami, like, through there, parang I got to meet lots of people and then, yun, eventually, so may isang, like, nakita ko lang yung poster kay Henry and Sons, nakita ko lang yung Comandante competition doon. Sabi ko, uy, parang may isang competition na naman. Sabi ko, sige, like, let's give it a try.
Okay.
Kasi medyo na-overwhelmed pa ako nun kasi I didn't really have a Comandante. Like, I didn't really know what it, like, I had like zero idea what the Comandante was at the time. Like,
pero have you tried using Comandante before you entered that competition?
Actually, the first time I used Comandante was the night before the
talaga?
competition. Yes,
grabe.
shout out kay Arwen Zaiden.
Grabe.
Siya yung hindi na ata siya yung nagpahiram sa akin. He's one of my good friends also. Pinahiram niya sa akin yung Comandante. He told me the ropes on how to use it. I was like, oh, okay, sige. Bahala na on the next day. Let's see what happens. Ganun. So, it was like para siyang parang Aeropress competition. It was a fun competition lang.
Yeah.
Like, what we had to do was we had to brew V60 nung time na yun. And then after the V60, if you got into the second round, you had to brew with the Aeropress. So 2 brews lang. And then, actually si Master Lin doon, isang judge doon. So di ko lang kung bias siya doon.
You know, masasagot natin yan mamaya kung bias mo.
Oo, tama.
Okay. Yeah.
So yun, eventually, like, when I won there, like, medyo, like, talagang na-push talaga ako. I was like, baka may, like, I can make coffee, like, something talaga, like, sure, in the near future, diba? So, yun. So, now, I've just been homebrewing lang naman ever since.
So, question. So, what were your preparations pala? What were your preparations before you entered that? Like, meron ka bang mga mentors na tumulong sa'yo? Like, did you do self-study muna or something like that?
For yung sa Aeropress ko muna, yung my mentor nun was si Ryan Malan. He's one of my good friends ng barista. He actually taught me like all the ropes of the Aeropress. So yun lang, parang practice. Yung Aeropress, we practiced like 1 month. Like 1 month kami nag-practice nun. Actually 2 months pa nga before. Like I kept on buying random beans lang kasi nung Aeropress, hindi ko alam anong beans na gamitin eh.
Yeah.
So yun lang, I just bought random beans, just kept brewing. And then I also read yung mga past recipes ng mga competitors and like tanda ko pa yan, isang late night, nag-average ako ng mga ano yung temperature nila, ano yung brew time nila. In-average ko lahat yun, parang, just to see.
Yeah.
So, pati sa Comandante, gano'n din naman. Like, I just brewed. Well, noong time na wala akong grinder, so I just used like the grinder in the shop. Yung dun sa may coffee ko na malapit. That was an EK pa yan. Like, I was just using it randomly.
Nice.
So, I think yung pinaka-preparations ko talaga was just brewing. Like, especially with friends. Kasi, syempre sa coffee, diba? When you brew, like, you'd want someone's opinion on the coffee, kung kamusta. Ganyan.
Yes, correct.
Friends mo talaga, like, they'd really tell you, like, oh, this coffee's, like, they'd be very straight up to you, diba? So, yun. I think that was, like, yung prep ko.
Grabe, so, how was the experience? Like, that was your first competition, correct?
Yung Aeropress, yes. That was my
yun.
first competition. Aeropress, it was really, overwhelming kasi, like, especially I see people with their grinders, with their equipment, with their kettle, lahat. Ako, dala ko lang, itong Aeropress ang dala ko. Yun lang din ako ng competition.
So,
Tapos lahat sila, may kettle sila, dala nila lahat. Tapos, yung pinaka-intimidating doon, nung pupunta ko sa competition, nakatakot ako. People were opening their beans, tapos sinasort na nila yung mga bad ones. Like, sinasort nila. I was like, oh my God. I was like, ano ginagawa ko?
So, ginaya mo rin? Magsasort din ako. Parang
sabi ko, shit, mag-sort ba? Sabi ko, bahala na. Like, whatever works, diba? Like, pinakasiguro ko nun, like, parang, I just really trusted my recipe. Like, even though medyo na-overwhelm ako, like, in the end of the day, like, I really just trust my own recipe. Kasi, parang, siguro, parang I've learned na parang, siguro, like, medyo cliche, but if you believe in your recipe, like, it will work. Like, if you think it's really good. So, yun, that was my, like, main motto coming into those, like, competitions. Like, always just getting.
Guys, if you have questions for Nathan, just feel free to type in. Don't be shy. If you want to turn on your mic, okay lang. Pwede kayo magtanong.
Go lang.
Okay lang. Yeah, we can answer. Okay. Sorry, Nathan, saan ka ulit nag-college and what was your course?
I took college in De La Salle University. I took up marketing management. Like, it's really far from coffee. Like, I really did.
Kaya nga, medyo
I didn't really have a... talaga. I didn't really have a thing for coffee. Well, I enjoyed coffee as a drink, but I didn't really, like, go into it deeper. Like, I just really enjoyed drinking it. You know? Actually, nag-apply ako dati sa Bean and Barley. Sa marketing dati. We were gonna do a stint there for marketing. I think doon yung first was
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Aeropress versus Aeropress Go. What's the difference between two? Ano to?
Yes. So Aeropress, actually, it's actually here sa, this is the Aeropress. Like, like, this is the standard Aeropress, and then this is the Aeropress Go. So, if nakita nyo, may 4 numbers dapat yun. Pero dito sa Aeropress Go, 3 numbers lang yun. So, it's actually smaller, if you guys see it.
Oh yeah, it's much smaller nga.
It's more compact, and it all fits in this small container. So,
and which one is much better? Like, when it comes to... do they differ ba? Or parang
for me, yung difference talaga is the size lang. I bring this in the office, and that's why I got this Aeropress. But I've actually noticed, kasi usually sa Aeropress kasi, I don't really fill it up to whole. Like, I usually brew it small batches lang. Kasi what I do sa Aeropress is I do yung bypass, I brew a super strong concentrate and then I just add water to it. Parang Americano type, espresso type. Parang that's what I used in my competition, like yung recipe niya of brewing a super concentrated cup of coffee for Aeropress. Kasi parang yun din it was meant to be brewed like that by Alan Adler. Like, that's what he said. Make it in Aeropress. That's what I...
So ayan, we have a question from Winchester Company.
Yes.
Yeah, Sir Nathan, do you plan on competing anytime soon and winning your second championship? Yeah. Wow, what a question.
Actually, like yung comandante naman, like I don't like. Syempre, I consider it a win also, but it's like a super fun competition. Like the real prize for me is really like yung mga Brewers Cup, diba? Like that's where yun talaga yung pinaka top. So I do plan on joining Brewers Cup, like. Like in the next one, syempre, like congrats kay Gio from last year. Siya yung nanalo.
Nice.
Siguro, yeah, the near future. Takes lots of preparation though.
So, so this is just last year na you won the first Philippine Comandante Cup. Yung ba yun? Yung ba yung tawag?
Yep, noong 2019. They hold it internationally in different areas of the country. Different areas like in Europe, Asia, ganun. Because they hold it like that annually talaga.
Okay, so can you tell us more about that experience? Like, paano yung rounds na like, ilang kayo dun? Ano ba to? Parang elimination ba to? Like, paano yung process ng competition?
Okay, so yung first round was para siyang Aeropress competition rin. We nagko-compete 3 brewers at a time.
Okay.
Tapos V60 yung gamit namin. Lahat V60. Tapos lahat may same coffee para diba consistent. So yung Comandante Cup kasi, yung unang judging niya is based on taste lang talaga ng judge.
Taste,
like,
okay.
three judges, tapos parang they have 3 cups of coffee, like doon sa harap, diba? 3 coffees brewed from the 3 competitors, and the judges will just pick like may 1, 2, 3, tapos pipili siya doon so kung kanino yung like, best cup nila, diba? Yun yung actually 4 judges pala sila, sorry. Tama. Thank you for correcting me. 4 judges sila, siya para may odd one out, diba? So, they pick the best one, and then if they pick your cup, like, you move on to the finals na agad.
Wow.
Tapos yung finals nun was top 8 people lang yung finals nun. So, nung finals naman, we had to brew using Aeropress. So, lahat kami may own time to brew. Like, we all went up on the like small pat stage. Because we just brewed using Aeropress, and then they judged it using the SEA standard, yung may mga acidity, body, aroma, like, yung standard nila yun. Tapos pataasan ng score. That's how they brewed the final cup. So, dun yung mas technical side.
Grabe.
So, it was very sick. Same rin, it was very intimidating. Like, syempre, me being a home brewer, diba?
Yeah.
Most people are like, lahat sila barista na doon, or like,
so, yung palang nakaka-intimidate na eh.
Oh, as in, grabe. Nalala ko talaga kasi, like, syempre, 2019 na ako, like, talagang nag-start dive deep into, like, specialty coffee. So, yun talaga, as in, like, the other was very intimidating. But just have to, like, get past it, I guess.
Okay. So, ayan. May question tayo from Lyndon. Yeah, from Master Lyndon. What is the advantage of a home brewer versus a cafe barista? Or pros and cons?
Siguro, in my opinion, I think kasi usually mga baristas, yung mga owners, I've heard this lang based on mga stories ng mga baristas. They have like, sometimes yung owners would have their way of brewing the coffee. Parang they'd want to serve, like, the owners would tell you, oh, I want to serve my coffee like this. Like, I want to serve my filter coffee at this recipe, at this ratio, or even the espresso, I want to brew it at this type, diba? So, parang, siguro advantage ko being a home brewer, like, hindi ako constrained sa mga recipe masyado. And I have more time to experiment. Kasi every time I brew, it's an experiment, diba?
Tama.
Like what I do is, every time I brew, I actually write it down. Like, I have a small notebook. Like, I categorize each coffee in what recipe I use. Para syempre, like, you know how to improve next brew, and para you want to know how to improve your recipe. So, I think advantage siguro for you would be experimenting more. Like, having more time to experiment.
Yeah, agree ako dyan.
Compared to a barista. But, same naman like kay Misha, diba? Like, barista siya, pero naka-experiment naman siya. Kasi like, alam ko si Dan, yung owner, like, he's very open to it also. So, depends on case-to-case basis.
Yeah. Okay. So, that was a question from Master Lyndon. And what else? We have another question from Vaughn. Do you make your own brew water? Yeah, good question. How many TDs?
I don't usually brew my own brew water, but I have a friend who does. Si Arwin, like he's been like, I've been wanting to learn how to brew my own water. But I haven't been brewing my own water. But what I do, like nung Aeropress, I bought the third wave water, if you know that solution. The one you mix in distilled water to get they have it. For me, it enhanced the mouthfeel of my coffee when I use third wave water. Tapos now also I use nakalimutan ko lang, pero I use natural minerals from Aqua Code, bagong company sila from China or Taiwan ata sila. Yeah. May mga competitors rin, they use it during. Pero ako, like, personally, I believe na basta like kahit standard water lang at home, like, pretty okay.
So, pwede na.
Siyempre, when competing, that's when you really want to dive deep into like the water, diba? But for me, medyo parang it's very technical talaga. So I think pag home brewing lang, I'd prefer just using like water at home.
Ayan. And shinare ni Jaimer, the judges were Raul Lindon. Ayan, grabe pala yung mga judges na nakaka-pressure.
Na-pressure talaga ako. Actually, like, doon ko rin sila nakilala lahat. Sila Raul. Si Master Lindon, matagal ko nakilala yan. Like, yung pinakamasarap na bukid na natikman ko kay Master Lindon.
Yan. Plug natin, Crescendo Coffee, guys. Follow Crescendo Coffee for your coffee.
Masarap yung bukid na niya. Like, na-change yung perception ko of local coffee. Like, nung natikman ko yung bukid na niya.
Nice. And quick question lang kay Lyndon, no? What was the criteria for judging dun sa competition na yan? Master Lyndon.
Dun sa first round, ano lang, preference of the judges.
Preference. But so subjective nga yun.
Yeah, so medyo fun. So like with Euclid, we know he likes darker roast. So we know he will,
Kaya
what cup
pala.
he will pick.
Kaya pala
But
medyo
then,
naayaw niya yung brew ko na.
tapos yung kay Raul, he's more the lighter. Ako
Mm.
yung medium.
Balance.
So nagkakatula lang si Joe if what he will pick.
Mm.
So one time pa nga 2-all eh. So it's so hard. So we need the other Q grader si Laika to the tiebreaker. So we are 5 there. So
So,
3 are Q graders and then 1 Q processor and then the other one Joe is the previous champion, Berlin champion. So
siya yung first champion ng komandante.
Grabe,
yeah.
Actually, like first lang siya, tapos sumahin na siya sa company eh. So,
Grabe.
yun nangyari sa kanya.
So at least he guided us and then so official yun it's no joke. So we also trained the day before we make our criteria, we calibrate how we will judge it. But the second round was more harder. Pero in first round is random pick no? So we have 3 competitors was brewing at the same time. I forgot. But they were same time. So one round were top baristas and who was the second one last time? Sa Brewers Cup, who's that? Luther.
Si Luther.
Yeah. So he was, and all of these 3 were friends, and their taste, their coffee were very similar. So it's so hard to judge. So sometimes you see, should I pick this or this one? Taste again. So it's so hard if it's so near because we were using same coffee. It's just the recipe of the guy. So yun ang mahirap. But it was fun. But the second round was more nerve-wracking because we have time. We have to really categorize the
body, everything.
Yeah.
Diba may standard kayo nun?
Yeah, may standard. It's the World Brewing Cup form. So it's not the SCA Q grading form but the brewer's form. So ang mahirap din doon is that paano ba 'yun? I forgot. Ang mahirap doon is I think one of the competitors was Joseph Auto Exec, you know him.
Kasali rin siya.
So, yeah. I like his coffee, but I think he didn't sort out the beans. So when it cooled down, the coffee died down. So he landed 4th instead of going into the finals. Maybe it could be 2nd. But interesting
ba yung cup ko, sir? Naalala mo ba yung taste ng cup ko? Hindi ko rin naman naalala.
ang sa'yo, para siyang lively all throughout consistent.
Yun, no?
When it was hot,
warm.
So the real question is, wala namang bias, no? I think from the heart talaga yung judge ni
but we were 4 judges. So it's up to them. It's how it's all 4 people who score differently and we average it. So if the others are, the thing is, if everybody scores you higher or a little bit higher than the others, when they total it, you're the highest. Unlike if 3 were high and then 1 judge scored you low, then most likely you will not win. So, but it's the funny thing is, Joe told us the Philippines have 26 competitors. Nice. Worldwide, it's only allowed 18. Imagine.
Madami talaga tayo.
Because it was free, and the price was big.
Yeah, it was free nga.
Then a good gold-looking comandante. So I think more than how many first round competitors I
Grabe pala
forgot.
yung competition. Again, I just want to congratulate ulit, Nathan. Grabe, congrats, From out of
Thank you,
those
thank you.
people, ikaw talaga yung umangat. Galing,
Nakachamba lang.
galing. Good job, bro.
Pero may isa dun
Thank you,
magaling
thank
din
you.
si ano yan, sino yan? Yung isang Nathan ba to? Your friend
Nathan
in
Santos.
Nathan Santos. He has in the first round, he has the most delicious coffee, but he changed his mind and changed his recipe. So when he let us taste the coffee, this is nice. Why did you take it out? He was afraid
Tama.
to, he might not win.
Na
So
afraid to,
yeah, so
he changed it. Tandaan ko.
the lesson is trust your recipe. Don't change it.
Tama. Believe in your recipe when you brew your coffee talaga.
Okay,
Kasi
thank you so
kahit
much.
sinabi ng mga
Sige
tao
na.
pangit.
With that sharing of
Believe.
your insights, OG Lyndon. Okay, going back kay Master Nathan. So, grabe pala yung competition na sinalihan mo and around 28 yung sumali. Ikaw talaga yung nagwagi. And how was the feeling of being the champion? Like, may pressure ba na parang kamusta yung expect? Siguro naman, baka yung ibang tao, they would like expect really high kung sasali ka ulit by next year or whatever.
Yun, actually, yun din, like, one of the feelings ko rin, like, sometimes parang, kasi, like, tandaan ko nun, like, nung na-announce ako, like, yung mga, like, sinarol, they're like, oh, parang we'll expect more from you in the coffee industry, ganun.
Tama.
Like, I was like, shit, parang, homebrewer na talaga ako, parang, oh my God. Like, pero, like, in that, like, it really pushed me, like, parang, I guess, it made me believe in myself more, I guess, parang, in
Nice.
that aspect. Or it made me like really trust in like your recipe.
Correct, tama yan. So,
keep up sa expectation.
Right now, you're just a home brewer and I can see ang dami mong mga gamit dyan. And
Yeah, actually.
Your Aeropress, your rovers. So, yun. Next question. Come on, guys. Pwede kayo magtanong. Don't be shy.
And wala, like conversational, anything.
Yeah, grabe 55. Uy, record breaking. Grabe naman to. 55 na tayo. Hi to all those watching. Hi guys, what's up?
Any random
for Nathan? Non-coffee related, okay lang
Pwede rin. Tips on kahit ano dyan.
Ayan. Have you tried using the origami dripper, Master?
Yes, this origami dripper, this one.
Ayan.
For me,
tell us more.
For me kasi this dripper, it's very versatile. Yung one thing I like about this kasi you can use you can use a flatbed filter or you can use the conical filter. This one, like the regular V60. So for me, I think you can like siguro if you're starting in coffee, this would be one of the best also to get because you can have both. Like you can brew a flatbed and a conical also in this origami. And then pinaka gusto ko siya when I use a flatbed kasi mas if you notice kung may flatbed wala siyang like compared to a cremita na may bottom siya dito sa origami hanging lang siya. So for me like I've gotten more balanced brews with this. Like I've noticed kasi na-try ko yung cremita over this one and I got more balanced brews using the flatbed. Yes. But if you use a regular honestly for me if you use a regular V60 paper on this origami it can replicate the V60 already.
Okay.
Halos
sa filters lang pala nakakaiba. Nice.
For me like you can use it both. That's why it's very unique. Also. Tapos nanalo rin yung Brewers Cup ng last year, tama ko. Last year ba? Yeah, basta may Brewers Cup champion from China. She won using this dripper.
Yeah.
So worlds siya nanalo.
Okay, so this is a good question from what's your suggested equipment for super beginner that wants to brew? Ayan. So I think a lot of our members here are new to the coffee world and who wants to start home brewing. Anyone? Raise your hand or say yes if you're new to the
Chat
coffee
lang,
world.
yes.
Yeah.
Chat if
and,
new coffee person.
Kasi actually, siguro I'm pretty sure na ako yung transition ko as a coffee Nathan. Let me just share you. Like, I really started drinking 3-in-1. Yan. I'll be honest, nag-start ako uminom ng coffee, siguro, I think high school. As in 3-in-1 talaga. Then from 3-in-1, syempre, doon tayo sa mga Starbucks, mga Coffee Bean, ganyan-ganyan. And pareho tayo, like, I'm into frap din talaga since I really love sweet. And then, lately...
Masarap talaga yung frap ng Starbucks.
Totoo yan. I'll be honest. Like,
favorite
ko lang talaga is yung vanilla frap. Like, vanilla frap, masaya na. Then coffee-based din na vanilla frap. And then from Frappuccino, ayan, nag-switch na ako to lattes, to Americano, and ganyan. So yung transition ko ng coffee talaga very broad. And right now, ako as home brewer na rin ako, and at the same time, ako din yung nagbabarista dun sa shop ko sa Bacolod. And dito naman sa Manila, I'm doing just events dun sa Arcana ko. Like I'm catering events, especially
Okay.
corporate.
Really good.
So yeah, feeling ko a lot of our audience here are mukhang gusto naman nila mag-start na mag-brew ng coffee.
Yes, actually, like, especially now during this quarantine, like I've noticed like lots of people have been wanting to home brew kasi syempre like hindi na sila nakakalabas, hindi sila nakabili ng coffee na. So like they've been wanting to home brew, and if nakita mo yung group sa Facebook, yung coffee home brewers, sobrang dumami.
I know.
This quarantine.
Feeling ko naman itong 55 na to, member din to ng Coffee Home Brewers. Correct?
Feeling ko halos natin.
Ayan. So yeah, my first question will be dun sa mga magsa-start pa lang to brew their coffee at their homes. Anong ma-advise mo or masasuggest mo na una-una na lang bilhin? Like, will they go for an Aeropress kaagad? Or can they start with French press or the pour-overs? Or yeah, what can you suggest?
Siguro for me, like one of the best suggestions would be Aeropress. Kasi like it can actually brew immersion and filter also at the same time. Parang it's a best of, like it's both pa rin when you see it. Kasi diba may filter siya dito. And most of the like coffee, like alam ko medyo overwhelming yung coffee industry talaga. Like some people like, yung mga madami na, ganun, medyo overwhelming. But like, it's very open kasi like we really started from the bottom. Like everyone had to learn everything. So like medyo na ano nga na parang coffee snob, pero hindi naman talaga. Kasi like what I've noticed also in specialty coffee, like everyone's very open. Like everyone's very helpful in like the recipes, ganun. So ako, I'd really recommend the Aeropress kasi it's very versatile. You can bring it anywhere also. You can bring it to the office, at home.
And
like,
and for beginners, do you think na hindi ba siya complicated gamitin? Like, or madali lang ba siya gawin? Ako likewise, like the first time I started using Aeropress, hindi naman ako masyado nahirapan. So I think that's a good idea din na dun sa mga beginners na to start their
Aeropress is really the
coffee
good
journeys. Yan. Then also they could.
I think everyone has a French press. Like I think.
Ayan, yan most common use na method.
Pinaka-basic talaga yun sa bahay.
Correct.
French press talaga. But that can get good coffee also. Like that's really one of the. You can even make a latte out of it.
Yeah. So yeah, if you guys wanted to start your coffee,
recommend ko like
Aeropress and also French press. And how much pala?
It will really change your coffee game. There's a 2.5, 2.6, 2.5. It plays around that way. Yeah. You can get it like sa coffee home brewers madami like, or yung Aeropress PH sa IG sila yung official distributor. Like, they have stocks pa now. Like really good Aeropress. It will really change your coffee game. Kaya may competition pa ang Aeropress. Like, that's how sikat it is.
Grabe, no?
Very versatile and fun.
And speaking of Aeropress, parang I've seen a lot of Facebook posts na selling yung mga fake na Aeropress. Correct? Like,
madami.
Diba ang dami? Like, how would we...
Madami.
Siguro naman, the best thing to...
Yun talaga kailangan may...
Di ba dapat may logo siya na Aeropress, correct?
Dapat may logo. Dapat may logo siya nito. Complete lahat.
Ayan. So guys, please be careful on buying your Aeropress.
Daming fake dyan.
Yeah.
Aeropress rin.
Make sure na you buy the original one. Yan.
Yep.
Okay.
Good. Aeropress really the best to start. Dito yun ako start. So
nice. And yeah, let's talk about beans, Nathan. Like, kasi ang dami din nagbebenta ng beans eh. How would we know na itong beans na itong maganda ba to for this kind of method? Can you tell us more about beans, like on how to really buy a good batch of beans? Like, what are the things to consider on buying good beans?
One of the, like, siguro one of the most basic things you'd know if when you buy beans, if lahat ng, like, if yung beans niya, yung bag niya, may proper labels lahat. Like ito, like, siguro sample nila, ito kay Master Lyndon tong bag niya.
Yeah, Crescendo Coffee.
Plug na kita.
Yan. Oy, bili na kita.
Like, lahat, kompleto yung label niya. Lahat, like, from the, kung natural siya, anong klaseng variety, tas kung anong, saan yung nanggaling, lahat. As in, for me, I think, pag yung label ng coffee bag, like, madami, or like, kompleto yung details niya, I think it's a sign of a good roaster na rin. But syempre, you'd also have to try. But, basta, ang pinaka-important siguro is if the roaster can tell you where it came from.
Yan, correct. Tama.
yung traceability ng bean itself. Kasi madami dyan nagbebenta ng random beans lang or like
Correct, tama.
they just tell, if they tell you like this bean is from Arabica, syempre you'd want to know like what the origin, diba?
Yeah.
Ako personally, dati, pinaka-first na titinan ko would be the origin. Syempre, the origin dictates the taste, diba?
Tama.
On how, And then, yung next set, now, pinaka-natikman ko now is yung process. Like, I've been experimenting with different types of processes na beans on how they taste, like differences of process. So, siguro, like, the most basic if kompleto talaga yung label niya. Like, on how to know if it's a good And you'd also want to get, syempre, it depends on your brewing method also. If you want, for espresso or for Aeropress, like, you'd want to, siguro, like, preference there yun. If you'd want a more darker roast or a medium roast. Depende na yun sa preference mo.
Yeah. And guys, if you're gonna order beans online, don't be shy to ask yung mismong origin na if they just tell you na, my beans are like Arabica lang, Robusta. Like, ask more like parang anong origin yan, kung sino nag-roast, roasting date, flavor notes, correct. And for those na bago pa lang.
They should be able to tell you like saan nanggaling, where it's,
So what if kung hindi nila masabi? Like, pass na. Like, ganun. Pwede naman, diba?
For me, ganun. Like, well, sa specialty coffee, ganun. Kasi, syempre, mga commercial grade, meron din naman dyan, diba? Mga commercial grade. Like, that's what they really use, yung mga commercial grade. But specialty industry, like, that's what...
Yeah.
May debate nga dun, like, sa Sagada coffee. Like,
ayan, speaking of Sagada, diba? Parang, dami nagbebenta ng Sagada, di mo na alam like, kung ano yung totoo dun eh.
Minsan, guys, if you buy Sagada beans, minsan madalas galing Vietnam pa yung beans na yan, or ibang Indonesia. Minsan galing pa doon. Sinasabi lang, they actually, Sagada, naging marketing term na siya. Naging parang marketing ploy na siya. From what I've noticed, like, mas, ano siya, marketing ploy na siya. Okay. Tama yun. Make sure to ask the traceability.
Correct.
It's very important. You know the roaster really pays attention to the quality of the bean if they can tell you the traceability.
Here. And speaking of beans, ano yung the best beans ever na natikman mo? Like, your number one go-to-go beans. What would be that?
My number one? Like the origin? Like, or the origin of the beans?
Yeah.
Like, ano yung best origin?
Like, from what, let's say, pwede naman iba't ibang countries na natikman mo. Pero for you, what would be the best beans na brew mo talaga at tumatak talaga sa'yo na grabe? Will this be a local beans or any will do? Baka Crescendo ba yan? Si Crescendo Coffee ba yan?
So I can name two na lang. One local, one international.
That will do. Yeah.
Siguro now, one of my favorite ones, actually, like I have a bag now. It's from mind-blowing for me. Like I tasted also from Good Cup Coffee. This is from Ethiopia. It's one of their new coffees. It's produced by just a katong producer. Si Semen Abay.
Yep.
He worked for the 90+ geisha community. But this beans naman, it's not 90. It's not a geisha. It's just this is a heirloom varietal. Yung maganda lang sa kanya is yung process niya kasi it uses nakalagay dito special anaerobic, but I think they experiment more of the process of how the bean is. So
I see.
This one talaga, like I can say it tastes like mango. Like
ano flavor notes niyan, Master?
Ang flavor notes dito is pineapple, mango, strawberry, and cacao beans.
Uy, grabe.
This one talaga, as in Semen Abay, this beans really one of the game changers for me. Like it really blew my mind out of it.
Wow.
It really tasted like mangoes.
Grabe.
So Ethiopia would be. And then siguro local also, like parang I've been really leaning towards the anaerobic talaga for me. Like that process, yung mga special process, like it's been tasting really good for me. So one of the best local that I like medyo bias sa anaerobic kasi it was also anaerobic in Mount Apo sa Sitio Pluto. It was roasted by Coffee Badness in Cebu. Like when one of my friends actually he attendees also here, Kevin, he gave me a bag of that and then it really blew my mind locally na it can achieve that type of taste. Our local beans can achieve that type of taste.
Nice.
So, yun.
And for the international, what would be your choice?
This one, the Ethiopia one, the semi-level.
Ayun na talaga yung pinaka-top mo, Ethiopian.
Yes, actually. Like,
Grabe
medyo
ka.
recent lang. Like, I was like, oh my God.
Sige,
Medyo
sige.
top. Ganun yung mga event. So, siguro, I don't know if it's a trend with my taste now, but yung mga special processes, yun yung nag-tripan ko with these days. Yung wild process.
Ayan. Okay. Ayan, madami yata tayong questions. Wait lang. Ano yung, ayan, may question from Dot. Yung dun sa, yung kay Abay na beans, ano yung best brew method for you when using that kind of beans?
For me, I've noticed, actually, recently I've been getting good brews with working with a finer grind. Like, people would say sometimes, parang people would tend to go to medium coarse madalas, or like, medyo, ako, like, recently I've been going finer kasi I like the, siguro based on how you want your coffee to taste rin. Like, for me, I've been wanting it medyo may kick talaga. So, I've gone through finer grinds with this at medyo higher temps at like 94, ganun. Like, for me, I consider 94 higher. Kasi usually, so, a finer grind size would work best for me in this beans.
Okay.
Sa Comandante, that's 20 clicks kung may Comandante kayo, or 19 clicks.
19 to 20 clicks. Okay.
Yeah. Or yung sa mga may Comandante.
And your, from Von, how many grams is your go-to-go recipe every day? Like, what is your standard ratio when you're doing your cup, Master?
Ngayon, standard ratio ko would be 1:15, like basic talaga. But ako, depending on the bean for me. Kasi sometimes, like, there are beans na talagang malakas na kick. Like, for example, for a Kenyan coffee, usually pag Kenyan coffee, I'd extended to 1:16. Kasi sometimes a 1:15 would be very, medyo astringent na siya.
Yeah.
Parang malakas talaga yung acidity niya. Like, sometimes, parang kumagat ka ng lemon. Parang sample doon. So, I'd extended to 1:16. Siguro, wala akong go-to kasi it will really depend on the type of bean that I'm using.
Tsaka depende sa mood mo everyday eh. Like,
like kung gusto mo, like, pag gabi, medyo chill na lang, or pag umaga, like, lakas yung kape mo. Depending talaga. But standard siguro, I can say 1:15. Like, that's my, every time I brew coffee, I'd always use that 1:15 muna. Tapos, that's what parang, if I want it stronger, I'd go 1:14. If I want it medyo lighter, 1:16. So, at that ranges lang. That's for drip coffee lang, filter coffee.
Alright. Sige. Can we just talk about yung mga brewing methods na nasa harap po? I can see an Aeropress and pour over. So yeah, for beginners, siguro this will be a good question for beginners. Like, ano ba difference yan? Like, do they differ? Siyempre, the method itself is yung difference na. Pero yung when it comes to taste, like, ano ba yung mas masarap? Pour over or Aeropress? Like, can you tell us more?
Siguro it will depend on what kind of coffee you want. The taste mo. Sa Aeropress, you'd have a more heavy-bodied coffee. Mas intense yung dulo niya. Mas intense yung body niya. For filter coffee, yung mga drippers na to, na dinasayan ko lang ngayon. Nakatayo lang siya ganun. For like a V60 or a Kalita, usually you'd get a more cleaner cup kasi mas talagang filtered out siya talaga on a like big paper. So, depending on sa mood, actually, if you want a more heavier bodied coffee, you go for Aeropress. Or if you want a more balanced cup, siguro you want to go for filtered coffee. But in Aeropress also, that's why I recommend it to beginners also. Kasi you can make it also like a filter coffee. What you have to do is you just have to put two paper filters inside the inside the isa, you put two.
I've been doing that.
When you put two,
tama.
Yeah, like I've achieved like cleaner cups and what I want.
Have you tried using the Fellow Prismo for your Aeropress?
Not yet actually, but it produces espresso like.
Yeah.
But I've heard good reviews about it. Like it's very, very good. That's why for me, top game talaga if beginner, like Aeropress is really the way to go. Like,
and you're using the reverse or just the standard method, the default method?
I usually use the inverted method.
The inverted.
Yung standard, ito siya, diba? Tapos yung inverted. Kasi you get the grounds more immersed. Kasi pag normal method, like, medyo tumutulo na siya eh.
Tama.
So, ako, I'd prefer the inverted. Kasi you get more immersion in the coffee itself.
Gets. Okay. So,
Yeah, go to talaga.
ayan, we have question from Arde. For pour over, is it okay to use any kind of kettle or is it better to invest on gooseneck? Yan. So, a lot of our members kasi napapansin ko rin na wala din silang mga kettle na ginagamit. They're just using the regular kettle. Like, yung iba kasi, like, may mga gooseneck. So, okay lang ba na to use? Kasi I've seen a lot na yung iba medyo complicated yung pag-pour nila. Like, dapat dahan-dahanan daw pag naka-gooseneck. Pero kapag naka-kettle kasi, hindi mo makokontrol yung flow na like, mabubuhos mo lahat eh. So, is it okay ba to use kahit hindi ka naka-gooseneck? Okay lang ba?
Or personally, ako, pwede naman. Like, it won't be, I mean, like I'll be honest, may big difference pag may gooseneck.
Yeah.
Kasi you really control the flow rate of your water.
Yes.
Like yung parang katabi like, kontrolado mo talaga yung pour rate. Pero, you can still use a pour over naman using a regular kettle. Like, yung kung saan mo mismo ininit. Like, even James Hoffman, like, he recommends that if wala ka talagang gooseneck, like, you can also use that.
Tama.
Like, really, And tama rin si Sir Lin doon. That's why Aeropress, hindi mo kailangan ng gooseneck naman. Kasi hot water lang talaga.
Bubusan mo lang eh.
Kaya buhusan mo na ng tubig kasi nag-immerse siya. Pero, if for pour over, I'd recommend the gooseneck talaga. If you really want to. Pero, siguro, I'd recommend a grinder first before a gooseneck kettle. Kasi for me, grinder is like one of the most startup investments that you can make when you
so grinders talaga. And what can you recommend for a grinder na for beginners lang? Like yung cheap grinder yet may quality talaga. Do you have any idea?
Siguro now, like, medyo sikat siya yung Timor C2 grinder. Kasi you get a standard steel burr na rin. Kasi usually yung ako, personally, I wouldn't recommend a ceramic burr. Yung, like, the one din sa Porex. Kasi napupudpud rin siya. Sometimes yung mismo, I don't know if totoo, pero yung ground down ng ceramic, minsan sumasama daw sa kape. Pero, C2, I'd recommend a C2 Timor if you want to begin it. It'll cost you 3,000. Like, it's kind of big na rin, but
pwede na.
It's a good investment for a standard grind. Kasi you get the steel burrs. Steel burrs really make a big difference in terms of grind consistency in your coffee.
Correct. Para din tayo ng suggestion. Like, kung dun sa mga aspiring home brewers talaga, better yet start with a grinder. Kasi when you buy your beans, mas maganda talaga bumili ng beans na whole compared to ground eh. Diba?
It will really make a big difference. Compared to, like, if you ask someone to grind it, then matagal, magdidagas na yung
yes,
coffee.
Correct. So, guys,
really, ako personally,
grinder.
recommend grinding. Over a gooseneck.
Okay, what else? We have a question too.
Questions.
Anong brand ng kettle mo, Master? Anong brand?
Ito yung fellow stab na EK.
Okay, yung may heater na, no? Correct.
Yes, may heater na siya. Kasi, well, for me, important sa akin yung temperature ng water. So, like, that's why I opted for this. But, yung starting kettle ko, I didn't really get this muna. I had a Hario, actually, di nga Hario yun eh. Galing Lazada lang yun na like, sa Hario. Parang cheap lang yun na, I think it cost me like 400 pesos. And gooseneck na yun So, I just poured my hot water there. That's what I used before. So
parang
you can really go.
It's fine to buy na hindi naman branded kasi it will not.
Yes, that's very important.
Huwag kayo masyado bumili ng mga mamahalit.
Get those, isa mga Lazada, Shopee, madami rin. As in, mga OEM brands, like, it will really work best for you.
Correct. And kasi nakikita naman natin dun sa Coffee Home Brewers group, diba, sa Facebook na like puro branded yung mga nakikita natin. Siguro, dapat hindi tayo ma-intimidate when it comes sa branding ng mga coffee products natin.
Yes.
So, try for the cheaper ones. Malay mo, diba? Same quality din pala yung
tamang ano yun.
Diba?
Yes. Tama yung, like, huwag kayo ma-intimidate sa mga brands, sa mga ganun, yung mga high quality stuff. Like, you guys can actually produce like good coffee for you at home. Like, just using regular items. It's good coffee. Yun lang talaga yung pag mga intense. Like, syempre, like, may mga competition factors na yun. So, pero for at home,
ayan, sa mga nabudol, condolence sa inyo. You guys can really try mga cheaper products. Don't worry, guys. Kasi since mga beginners pa naman kayo, if you really want to step up your coffee game, siguro that's the time that you will buy branded materials na. Pero since na you guys are just starting, go for the cheaper ones muna. Tingnan nyo muna yung flow.
Kasi sobrang overwhelming talaga eh. So,
Tama.
everything. Daming gamit. But ako personally, grinder talaga.
Grinder, number one. Hey, we have a question from Mitch. Do you need to adjust grind settings for the Comandante when brewing bigger batches for both Aeropress and V60 and for iced coffee? Can we talk about the clicks dun sa Comandante?
Yes.
Can you kasi ako I haven't tried the Comandante before. And ano ba yung mga clicks na yan?
Yung clicks niya, yung mismong adjustment sa baba. Dito, actually, pakita ko. Dito siya. Like, normal naman siya yung sa
yun
baba.
Na.
Grabe! Dito lang, yung clicks niya. Diyan mismo yung adjustment. Yung how
finally, yung price.
Grabe.
Yan ba yung paraffle natin mamaya? Thank you, Nathan.
But yun nga, dito ina-adjust yung how tighter the burrs are. So the tighter your burr is, the finer you get. Mas maluwag, you get coarser. So usually, pag mga espresso, I'd go from 1 to 10 or actually like 11 pwede pa or 13. So tama yung sabi ni Arvin, the lower the clicks, the shorter the gap between the burrs.
Okay. So iba't ibang clicks
per talaga.
Okay, gets.
So pag pag nilawan mo, if you loosen the burrs, you get coarser grains. So ganito yung pagluwag niya. As in, literally iikot lang siya. Tapos nag-click siya. Kung nilagyan siya.
Galing.
So pag for pour over, usually I'd use mga pag-clicks dyan, I'd use mga 19 to 20 above. For pour over. For pag mga immersion din, depending on how you want your brew to taste. Like, again, like I said, if pag finer, you'd want a more stronger. Coarser, you'd want a more cleaner cup. Diba?
Okay. So, ayan. And another question from sino ba to? Ariel. Yan. How important is the temperature of water when brewing your coffee using Aeropress?
For me, it's one of the most important factors. Like, nung Aeropress competition ko, that's one of the most, yun yung I played around with the variable. Kasi since immersion type of brewer siya, so like, most of your water is really in contact in your Aeropress at that time. So temperature is really important when brewing. Siyempre, if your roast, yun nga sabi nila, if your roast is lighter, you'd want to go for a higher temp, or if your roast is darker, you'd want to go for a lower temp. Parang when you cook, parang hindi na siya masunog, kumbaga. So, siguro for Aeropress, the usual temp I'd go for is mga 86 to 89. Mataas na yung 90 and above for Aeropress. For me, that's for me lang. Like, it's really very versatile. You can play around with lots of temperatures na can suit how you want your coffee to taste. Okay. So, I'd say it's important kasi it's immersed siya in a longer time.
Nice.
Tapos yung sa question ni Mitch, yes, pag bigger batches or iced brews, usually I'd go finer. Especially pag mga iced filter coffee, I'd go finer talaga. Kasi you'd want a more stronger, concentrated taste para ma-dilute siya with the ice. So, yun yung recommendation ko for ice.
Nice. Okay, what else? Go, guys. Ask Master Nathan. Any questions? Okay. And later, guys, Nathan will show us some different kinds of techniques, brewing methods. What will you do as ngayon? Are you gonna use the Aeropress? Or are you gonna do both or what?
I'll do siguro the origami para.
Ayan, sige.
Para makita nila. Actually, yung quarantine, madami bumili ng origami talaga.
Kaya nga eh.
Like madami tao bumili ng origami.
Ang dali niya naging mainstream kasi the fact na sobrang ganda niya tingnan and very Instagrammable talaga siya kasi it comes with different colors eh. So, kaya siguro na
talagang nabudulatan ang tao sa origami.
Correct.
Dami tao nagpadala from Karasu. Pero actually, pwede kayo bumili sa El Capitan. Meron lang sa Green Hills. Meron. Sila yung official distributor ng origami dito sa Philippines.
Nice. Okay. So,
I have my question. How about metal mesh?
Ayan, may Chemex. Have you tried using Chemex, Master?
Yes, I usually brew Chemex for mga 2 cups. Pag mga 2 to 3 cups of coffee, I usually brew with the Chemex. Usually pag kasama ko brother ko, I brew with the Chemex kasi split kami dun. Sa Chemex naman, it's the paper filter niya, mas makapal talaga siya. It's more, as in, I usually pre-wet it a longer time sa Chemex. So you get a cleaner, sa Chemex talaga, sobrang clean yung cup niya. Wala masyadong body for me. So it's also one of the oldest brewers that, like, during 19, meron ng Chemex.
Tsaka ang ganda kasi ng Chemex. Mga
maganda talaga tingnan.
Parang si Lindon.
Siyempre, pag nakita ka ng Chemex,
uy, parang Chemex yan. Ang ganda niya.
Parang siphon din, di ba? Magkita ka siphon.
Yeah, especially siphon. The first time na nakita ako ng siphon, parang, wow. Grabe. Parang science lab.
Lalo sa mga UCC, pag bumalik ka ng coffee, when they serve it to you, siphon again.
Okay. Ayan. From Angel, going back to grinders, my dad owns a fidget grinder and is wondering if you tried it. Oh, what kind of... I never heard of that. Puget grinder. How do you pronounce Pujo? Parang Pujo ba yan? Parang may nakita ko sa Quezon na before yung what do you call this? Yung
Pujo, parang car.
Ayun nga. And you pronounce it as Pujo, right? Correct? Pujo.
Yeah.
Pujo grinder. That's the first time I heard na may ganung grinder.
Ako rin. First time.
How was it? I'm sure. Let me Google that. Okay, and what's next? Do you still prefer the paper filter for the Aeropress or have you tried the metal one? Anong which one
ako,
is
sa recipe ko kasi I brew when I brew the Aeropress, like I said, mas concentrated. So I usually use the metal mesh kasi you get more heavier body coffee in the metal mesh. So I usually use the metal mesh for my filter. For my recipe, sorry.
Oh, nice.
For So I use, kasi usually when I brew the Aeropress, concentrated, and then I add water pa to it. Para siyang Americano type. So I use the metal mesh.
May plugging na nangyayari during the Sensory Spark of Raul. Yeah, speaking of identifying the notes, may pinasok ka bang training, Master Nathan? Especially when it comes to your palates. Na parang, syempre, ang daming flavor notes and like, hindi naman lahat yun malalasahan natin or yung iba, hindi ko rin alam ibig sabihin. Ano bang klaseng lasan to? So, how do you like practice to improve your palate? Syempre, like tasting different coffee, di ba? That's number one.
Tama. Siguro ako, like, wala pa akong I have yet to join those classes, but very interesting pag sumali kasi you really get to experience all those. Ako, like, di ko masasabi na expert taster na ako. Like, I just really enjoy I mean, I can't pinpoint super specific yet kasi like I haven't really gone deep into the sensory spark yung trainings. But ang pinaka nire-recommend sa atin, one of my good friends, yung Tasters Champion natin, si Mitch C, the Philippines. If you follow her guys on Instagram, she has so many tips and tricks on how to taste better coffee. So usually she should before na recommend sa amin na parang try to taste different fruits or parang you get a more mouthfeel and parang how it would taste in your coffee.
Yeah.
So ako usually I don't really taste the fruits, but siguro yung basic ko lang is I really drink a lot of coffee lang. Like just keep on tasting. And if you slurp the coffee, you get to taste more of it. Yung sa parang sa mga cuppings.
Yeah, cuppings. Yeah. Try to join cuppings.
Cupping is really, cupping is really a good practice for really tasting. See, Good Cup Coffee, madaming cuppings in the whole. So you guys can check their site out.
Actually, lagi ako sa EDSA BTG. Lagi sila nagka-cuppings every Wednesdays.
Oh, nung pre-COVID, pumunta kami dun. Pumunta ka rin pa. Baka nakita.
Doon ako nag-course. Doon ako nag-barista school. Teacher ko sila Nico tsaka sila Kevin. Yan.
Sabaw nila.
Ano po recommend recipe nyo for French press whenever I go? Kasi super inconsistent low. Thank you. For French press. What's the best ratio for French press?
For French press siguro, I'd usually go mga 1:10 para mas concentrated siya. Mas heavier body. Kasi Aeropress, French press usually has that more of, Pero siguro, you can go siguro to a standard pa rin, like 1:15, you can try it, and then just go lower and lower if you want it stronger or you want it lighter. And then I'd recommend also yung recipe na ginagawa ni James Hoffman. Kasi si James Hoffman, yung French press niya, he doesn't really press it. If you guys have seen his videos, when he brews the French press, si James Hoffman parang naging saint na yun sa mga coffee room brewers dito. Saint James Hoffman. So yung recommended niya is what he does is he when he brews his French press, he lets it sit there for 4 minutes after brewing, and then he doesn't press. You don't press the French press mismo. You just let it stay on top, and then you pour your coffee out. You get a more filtered taste. Mas na-replicate yung filter coffee type if ayaw mo yung heavy body.
Correct.
Yan yung video, may nag-plug na natin.
Ayan, may naka-link pa. Thank you, Dot, for that link. You guys can...
Best French press method yan for me.
Let's talk about notes muna, Master, no? Do you think parang placebo effect na lang whenever we buy beans na if, syempre, pag nakikita natin yung notes sa packaging, like, for example, like strawberry. So, do you think na placebo effect na parang, okay, so nalaman ko ng strawberry, so malalaman ko na strawberry yung flavor. And minsan kasi mahirap yung sa mga packaging ng mga beans, yung walang flavor notes na parang you'll try to decipher what notes mo yung lalabas. So, ganun din talaga, like, paano ba yan? Paano ba yung notes na yan?
Usually what I do, like, syempre, when you buy, the first thing when you buy also, like, one of the things na tingnan mo is yung tasting notes. Kasi yung, kung medyo, ano nga itong topic ko to eh, like, tasting notes in the bag. Sometimes it can be a marketing ploy also.
Correct.
Sometimes roasters would put very intense notes. I've seen super intense notes. They put like brand.
Pero yung ibang notes mo, wala naman doon. Wala naman sa coffee, di ba?
Oo, di ba? Tapos pag binila mo, magtataka, ay, ba't parang hindi lasa ganito? Parang it's, ano eh, like it's hard to replicate kasi hindi naman same equipment yung gamit nyo during the cupping. So, siguro, ako, what I do, the best practice siguro when you buy your beans, is syempre, like, you know the notes, di ba? But when you first taste your coffee, like, try mo muna, wag tingnan yung notes. Tingnan mo lang yung flavor wheel na...
Tama.
Yung SCA flavor wheel, like, doon kayo tumingin muna. Para just to try to practice your... how you can differentiate your...
Makes sense.
Parang ito, tama yung plug na yan. Yung vlog ni Sprometheus, he gave a super intense vlog about that, about tasting notes. Kasi it can sometimes be played as a marketing tool also. Tama yung medyo may placebo effect na siya.
Cupping is a better way than brewing. Correct, likewise.
Tama. Kasi cupping standard lahat eh.
Tama.
Or you'd have a more standardized taste. So, yun yung sa tasting notes. And ako, ang meaning ko, dati rin, medyo nahuli rin ako ng marketing ng mga roasters. Diba? Abroad.
Tama.
Daming ganyan, oh shit, medyo intense. Pero nakakatawa talaga pag natikman mo yung kape, tapos same yung notes na lumabas sa bag. Diba?
Medyo convincing achievement yun for me na parang...
As in, wow. As in, ganun talaga.
Tama.
Maganda talaga yung quality. So, yun. And may point rin si Mitch yung taster chapter. Not everyone's taste is the same. Like, sometimes this can taste like strawberry for me, or sometimes it can taste like mango naman for this person, or like a banana. Different eh. Like, each person has their own preference talaga and like how they taste the coffee. Like, magandang points yung kay Mitch doon.
Okay. So, yan.
Wait, I just want to share.
Oh, go, Jeremy.
Yes.
Yeah, so, I was recommending Raul's class because I attended it, I think, 2 months ago or a month ago. And I was sharing with you, John, diba, and with our group.
Yeah.
I really recommend it over attending cupping. Kasi if you attend cupping, like you shared with me noon, sabi mo, nag-attend ka ng cupping before and you felt you were at a loss, right?
Correct. Kasi first cupping ko parang I don't know what to expect eh. So I'm just imitating yung tao nasa harap ako na parang the first time I slur parang medyo nakakaya pa mag-slur in public eh. Pero nung first cupping ko nga, yung mga notes na nakalist dun sa paper na chinecheck, hindi ko alam like ano ba lasa nito. So medyo mahirap talaga for beginners if you're going to attend your first cupping. Medyo mahirapan kayo. So yeah, going back. So go ahead, Jordy.
And I agree. Like ako, I'm not a coffee drinker at all. So when I started dabbling into coffee, I really hesitated attending cupping kasi I felt, number one, masasayang lang yung pera because I don't even understand. To me, everything is just coffee, period. Tapos number two, not all cupping events or online cupping events are cheap. Some of them are really expensive. So parang it's also a hindrance for people, especially newbies, right? Especially if you say na, oh, you started from 3-in-1 coffee or you started from Coffee Co Candy like you, John.
Yeah.
Ayaw mo pang
Pero grabe
aminin.
naman sa Coffee Co Candy. XO naman, XO. Okay.
So, when I found Raul's class, I was really enticed kasi nga, nakita ko lang naman din siya online. I don't know Raul personally at that time. I just saw his class and then I saw yung parang what's included. And what really got me into it kasi, he will guide you through the Centone profile. And to me, that's a very structured way.
Official talaga on how people practice their senses.
Yeah.
Correct. He bought the parang kasi it's a license kit for baristas or whatever, diba? It's like an expensive kit. So parang you will really be exposed of that kit. So I thought na parang, oh, this is a really structured way of introducing anyone to the taste notes. Kaya ako I enrolled. Correct. And it was like 4,000. To some people, it can be expensive, but I'm telling you, it's super sulit. I'm not being paid by Raul. But I really just enjoyed the class. I just really enjoyed the class. And we were like 6 or 7 in the class. I'm not sure kung sino pa naka-attend dito ng class ni Raul before. I think he has it monthly. So anyway, in our class, we were like 6. And like what you mentioned, Nathan, we were given like the same set of coffee. We had to do it at the same time, blah, 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 same parameters. And then each of us would have this sharing na, okay, ano yung profile na na-capture mo? How does this coffee make you feel? Blah, blah, blah. And each of us would have different answers, which gives you the impression na, tama, kunyari, if I have this cup of coffee, only
it's
like
different
this
for
range.
this person.
Correct. Only this range of taste notes would appeal to me. Some would appeal to you more than others. But what I like about Raul's class is that since meron ka ng background ng Centone profile, after ng class na yun, it was so much easier for me to identify yung mga taste notes kasi meron na akong reference.
Correct.
Parang I was exposed to, okay, ito pala pag fruity. Ito pala kapag citrus. Ito pala pag earthy. As compared to before when I haven't attended the class, to me, it's just, what the hell is this? It's just coffee. Next, okay, coffee lang din ito. So to me, I was just at a loss for every cup. After it was class, it was easier for me to articulate what flavors this. Oh, this is floral agad, ganyan. So parang yun, I felt it was sulit versus me attending cupping ng ibang tao na parang alam kong mag-taste lang kayo ng 5-6 kinds of coffee na wala na structure.
Okay. Thank you. Sponsored by Raul.
Thanks, Raul.
baka naman ipa-price mo yan, Zerby. Free class.
Wow, John, I'm so grateful. Ang generous mo talaga. Magpaparaffle ka. Guys, magpaparaffle si
Pag-isipan natin. Okay. So, ayun
talaga yun. Maganda.
So, going back, ayun nga. So, yeah, medyo complicated talaga when it comes sa notes. And,
yeah, it's really a guide for you. Yung, tama yung sinabi ni Jerby na mas may guide ang sensory. Parang they really like, show you how to taste specifically the coffee. Nung nag-start ako actually, parang, yung pinaka, siguro, when, like, mayroon na ako, like, I gave this class na about coffee na yung tasting. Yung pinaka-basic na sinabi ko lang is, sa flavor wheel kasi, diba, malaking wheel siya. Mas madaming specific. What I look at is yung sa left side, mas heavier bodied and mas chocolatey, yung mas bolder yung taste. Sa right, mas fruitier.
Yeah.
Like yung dalawang ploys na basic na where I play them also. Like, if the coffee is fruity or the coffee is like heavier bodied or bold. Yung pinaka two basic general parang ways on how to distinguish the taste, diba?
Tama. So yeah, for beginners, wag kayo masyadong mag-worry or kayo masyadong ma-pressure kung hindi kayo
Don't get overwhelmed talaga.
Tama. It'll really take some
time. Ma-intimidate.
Correct, for you to be able to distinguish those notes. So chill lang kayo, guys.
Kahit ako, di pa talaga ako. Si Mitch yun. Si Mitch, si Taster Champ na yun. Siya yung talagang magaling talaga si Mitch mag-taste ng coffee.
Tama. Okay, so I think it's time for our demonstration. So
Yes, sige.
game tayo, guys. Game.
Sige lang.
So
I
yeah,
will
what are you
do
doing
this.
for us? Like
So I'll brew
you're using Aeropress,
now
correct?
No, I'll brew using the origami dripper.
Ayan, sige, origami pala, sorry. Yeah.
Actually, pwede lang mag-brew twice. So, hindi ba? Teka, ayusin ko lang.
Yan, all clear.
Tabi ko muna to. So, ito. I'd recommend also if may scale kayo kasi
Yan, scale.
you can
Scale pala.
really replicate like consistent when you brew your coffee. Kahit hindi naman may timer, kahit regular kitchen scale lang sa bahay. Pwede mo na kunin. Kasi it can really help you replicate your coffee. Parang mas may standard siya. So, server gamit ko this. Tabi ko itong Aeropress.
Yung origami ba, standard na yung size na yun, o does it come up with different
This is
sizes?
the smaller one. Parang V60 may O1, may O2. This is like, parang ito yung O1. Smaller siya.
Nice.
So, ito yung dripper, yung ano niya, parang leveled siya. Kasi yung origami sometimes hindi siya leveled. Like, minsan mas...
Tama.
Oo, yung sakit niya. Or you can actually buy this. I bought this 3D printed holder sa... Actually,
okay yan, ha?
Oh, na it's talagang balance na siya lagi.
Meron
locally also, sa Coffee Home Brewers Group, may nagbebenta ng origami na holder pang level talaga.
Nice.
In yung level. So, I'll just be using this standard V60 filter. May tanong nga. Scale, Miss Chato, yung scale ko is Timor lang. Timor na scale. Maganda yung scales nila. Yung mga expensive scales. So, pre-wet ko lang yung filter. So,
okay.
ko lang yung
sige lang, 44 participants, mukhang enjoy yung raffle natin mamaya. Ano kaya paparaffle natin? Parang gusto ko magpa-raffle ng Aeropress. G ba kayo doon? Aeropress ba tayo? Sino mag-sponsor? Sabi ka rin. We are open for donations, guys. Feel free to donate. Yung ano nyo, bragging rights lang pag nag-donate kayo. Aeropress kaya? Meron ba akong extra Aeropress? Let me check. Wait lang.
So the coffee na I'll be brewing is again one of the best I've tried. Yung Semyon by Good Cup Coffee Company. You guys can check them out. They still have stocks in this. Like, huwag niyo miss yung coffee na to. It really, like, it will change your life. So the ratio I'm going for is 1:15 also now. Standard ratio. I'm going for a relatively finer grind again. Kasi I want my coffee to taste like medyo stronger yung kick niya. So, medyo nakakamoy ko talaga yung mangoes. Like, I'm not being pretentious, but like this coffee is really well sourced and roasted. So,
do you drink coffee every day, Master?
Yes, I do.
How many cups per day ka?
I try to keep it at 3, but sometimes sumusobra. Especially pag madaming beans sa bahay. Minsan sumusobra. Kasi I share with my brother, so kaming dalawa into specialty coffee, so we have lots of, madami na kaming beans sa bahay. So,
tama.
Medyo madami. But I usually keep it at 3 kasi parang hindi yun siya medyo acidic. And I always eat something before drinking coffee. Kasi baka mag-backfire yan pagtanda nyo.
Tama. So, don't drink coffee with an empty stomach, they say.
Yes. So, pre-wet ko muna yung filter. Important pag pre-wet kasi tanggal mo yung paper taste talaga.
Yun, no? Parang ASMR lang. Rinig na rinig ko yung pag-pour eh.
Rinig ba?
Suabe. Okay, go lang guys. Question lang kayo. Tanong lang kayo while Master is brewing.
So, just put the coffee in. So, I'm using 15 grams of coffee to 225 water. Medyo relatively fine siya. So, you guys can see it here. Medyo fine,
Nice.
relatively fine. So, I bought a pink one kasi wala lang, parang maganda yung pink.
For a change.
And pink yung ginamit ni yung nanalo. Pink yung ginamit.
So kaya pink din.
So, the temperature I'm using is 91. I'm
Mhm.
using a 91 now. Then, my first pour would be a bloom. I relatively bloom higher. I go for not just 30 grams of coffee. I usually go 60 para talagang saturated siya.
Mhm.
So, 60 grams of water.
Ang galing. Pang champion talaga yung pag-pour. Oh. Grabe.
Grabe. Yung mga talaga sa stag talaga, when you leave it, constant na yung temperature niya. Yung best. You get to really have constant temperature. So, 30 seconds. Usually, umabot, sorry. Tanggal. Usually at 40 seconds, I'd pour na. Up to 150. I'd pour until 150 just to get one saturation.
What will be your total brewing time, Master? 2 minutes?
Total brewing time would be 2 minutes, 230 to 3 minutes.
Okay.
So I'd usually pour more na kasi final siya, so mas matagal rin siya bumaba. So 150. So now I'm at 1 minute going up. I work with the relatively fine game.
Nice.
Just don't be afraid then to experiment with different, like sometimes they say na ganito yung standard dapat, and you should brew. But it's really like more in experimenting your own brews.
Yeah, depende pa rin kung ano yung trip mo eh. Like, depende.
Don't let anyone tell you na
Tama.
mali yung ginagawa mo. So now I'm finishing until 2:25. And then when I hit 180, I'll go for a center pour. Pag nag-center pour ka, mas mabilis yung flow rate. So kita niyo yung importance ng gooseneck kasi you can control the...
So yun yung advantage talaga pag may gooseneck, guys. Kitang-kita nyo naman sa pag-pour. Very consistent yung pag-pour.
When you brew coffee, it's like medyo may zen feeling siya.
Tama.
I'm sure nakaka-relate din tayo siya na parang...
Relate yan.
It's like how to get away from reality.
Tama.
Plus, I'd also recommend buying a server kasi you get to keep the temperature well also. When you buy a server. So, yeah.
Kamusta latte art mo, Master?
Latte art. Huwag na natin pag-usapan natin.
Okay, sige. Change topic. So, kumain ka ba? Yung kabilis change topic.
Okay naman. Well, yung espresso machine ko lang kasi sa bahay is yung Breville Barista Espresso. I haven't, di talaga ako mahilig sa milk drinks masyado. More black talaga. But I've tried also. Yung magaling dito sa group na to, si Hanson Dalangin. Kung ipinag sa group. Siya yung magaling mag-latte art dyan.
Pwede ba i-guess yan? Pwede ba natin i-guess yan? Hi, Hanson. PM
Hanson,
is
salita ka naman. Mag-guess ka muna, Hanson.
Pwede natin i-guess yan si Hanson. Solo episode.
Latte art master yan.
Actually, I'm really planning.
Latte master.
You know?
Yun. Siya.
Ayan
Ipo
si
yung nakasalam.
Hanson, can you please join in my group sa Facebook, Arcana Coffee Talks? Kasi I'm planning to do another latte art episode. And go lang, message me.
Yeah, sure. Sige, I'll join the Facebook group.
Kasi last time we had an episode before, latte art for beginners. We have actually yung guest ko yung mga barista from Coffee Culture in Bacolod and also si Miko Simangan yan, nag-guest din yan sa akin.
Oh, idol. Master Pico.
Para
Coffee
para
master.
makita niyo yung experience na na home brewer lang si Hanson pero kayang-kaya niya maglatte.
Yan ang maganda.
Nag-class, nag-practice lang yun sa bahay.
Galing.
Oh,
Do you have an espresso machine, Hanson?
Yeah, Breville lang din. Breville Barista Express.
Uy, ayos yan.
So yeah, started there.
Let's plan that anytime soon. Okay.
For sure.
Thanks, Hanson.
Ayan na, ready na si Master.
Ano yan? Game.
So, usually I'd use this cup. This cup is actually by Origami also.
Uy, ang ganda ng cup mo in fairness,
Like, it's a
Yan,
peanut cup. Kasi yung cup na to, if you guys notice, wide siya, tas ganun.
Tama.
So, you can feel the aromas in your coffee. So you want to smell it first. So, alam ko di niya naamoy ito, pero amoy mango talaga ito. Di ako bibiro.
Grabe naman. Galing.
Yeah, it works like a wine glass. Tama. Actually, wine glass, maganda ng wine glass pang inom ng coffee actually. Para you get to, di ba sa wine?
I haven't tried using wine glass. Okay siya, no? Sige nga, try ko.
Maganda.
Have you tried brewing, instead of water, yung Recta milk? Nasubukan mo na yan, master.
Yung Recta milk? Sa pour over? Nakita ko lang sa IG one time. Pero nakita ko hindi nag-flow.
Actually, sinubukan ko yun last time eh. Okay naman yung lasa niya.
Okay naman.
Lang yung milk. Pero yun nga, medyo mabagal lang yung pouring. So, hindi na ako nag-scale na. Like, na-Recta bukas ko na. Okay naman siya. Pero, lasang gatas. Lasang gatas na. Okay. So, ayan.
Masarap talaga siya.
Masarap. So,
recommend ko guys.
Okay din yung origami, no? How much pala score mo dyan, master? Magkano yung usual price na?
I'm not sure how much yung locally, pero I scored this one kasi in Corasu. I think it cost me around 1.7. Nung wala akong origami sa Philippines na-score ko na siya. So, medyo 1.7, 1.6, yun. Pwede niya rin yun. At what volume did he send? Nag-center pour ako, sir, at 185. Para mas, when you do a center pour, mas mabilis yung flow rate niya. Para even if I work with a relatively finer grind, I'd still finish at 230. Kasi usually if you work with a finer grind, sometimes like matatakot ka above 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Usually kasi yung stigma is 3 minutes, diba? Like if you brew, usually you'd want your brew to finish at 3 minutes. Pero honestly, like if you go above 3 minutes, like okay rin. Kasi yun nga, like I said, like experiment is really a big thing. Kasi you shouldn't be controlled by a recipe. Na standard na binibigay. I think it's really like
umabot ka na 4 minutes.
Do your own recipe. Umabot. Pero masarap naman, JV.
And medyo nakaka-pressure din kasi kapag dun sa mga first timers na if they're going to pour, then at the same time they're checking the time. Medyo matataranta.
Yeah, don't be pressured talaga. Even sa tasting talaga, like, whatever suits your taste, like yun talaga ang best.
Yeah. Katulad nga ng sabi na, there's no such thing as bad coffee. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. There's no such thing as bad coffee.
Okay.
Tapos when you taste coffee also, usually sa temperatures niya, when you start, syempre, medyo mainit pa siya, you'd want to taste it siguro 3 times. That's what I do. Sa start, sa mid, sa dulo. Kasi nag-iiba yung taste of coffee towards the time. Like, pag nag-cool down siya, sometimes you get a note na you didn't get at the start. So, different and when you guys taste coffee. You get different flavors per time.
Okay. What else? Do we have more questions for Master before we head into our raffle time? Shit, ano kaya paparaffle?
Check that. Ito may question. How many pulses do you go for? Kay Jed. Usually, I do, yun yung standard ko usually, 60, 180, tapos 225. 3 pulses usually. Pero depende rin sa bean itself and the grain size. Pero basta important talaga, like don't get overwhelmed with those. Madami kasing factors talaga and variables that affect your brew on what to know. But you just really have to go for it and test what suits best for you.
Tama.
Okay rin siguro if you play with one variable muna. Like keep it constant for the others. Like constant grain size, diba? That's how you just change one variable. Parang science experiment kumbaga.
Correct. Tama. Okay. And also, please do follow Master Nathan dun sa mga Instagram, Facebook. Do you have a YouTube account? Do you have a YouTube channel, Master? Or wala pa?
No, I don't actually have. Di ako parang Misha.
I think
yung vlogs ni Misha.
I think you should do A content.
Vlogger.
Okay yan, okay lang. Okay yan, at least. Yung
I
content.
usually just post on my IG dun yung, like, that's where I post my mga stories about what I drink every day.
Ayan, na-post.
I also try to post also about
Okay, yeah.
guys, sayang ko.
Master
Yun sana yung raffle.
Instagram. And yeah, they can message you naman if they have more questions about coffee.
Yeah. As in, super open. Anything you guys want to discuss about coffee.
Galing.
Anything else that you guys want to ask. Pati si Arcana Coffee. Watch out for their episodes. Talagang madami silang episodes. Season 2 mo to, diba?
Oo, season 2 na.
Season 2 na?
Oo. And hindi ko alam kung ilang episodes ba before to end the... Feeling ko, aabot tayo ng more season. Basta, kasi the reason why I made this group is because of the pandemic na. And all of us naman siguro stuck in our places. So yeah, maximize our time. At least we're learning new stuff every week. And at least we get to know more people. We expand our network or whatsoever. Yeah. So yeah.
Now, ngayon nga tayo nag-meet eh.
Yeah, welcome Master. Sa lahat ng mga new members here, welcome to our group and hope na you can join us again for our...
For sure, after this pandemic, lahat
mag-meet nga kami sa La Union eh, pag natapos na. Like, doon tayo mag-party sa La Union. Pag natapos na yung pandemic na. Okay, yeah. I think it's raffle time. Are you guys ready for the raffle? And also, sino ba yung nanalo? Si Angel. Angel, meron kang kalita sa akin plus filters. Wait mo lang, baka next week mapadala ko na sa'yo. Okay? And Angel, hindi ka nakakasali ngayon kasi nanalo ka na. Yun yung rules natin. Sorry. Let's be fair. Okay lang? No hard feelings though.
Okay. Aeropress per raffle, Aeropress.
Hindi ko alam. Parang nangihinayang ko sa Aeropress ko eh. Pamimigay ko ba yung Aeropress ko? Kasi I have two Aeropress. Pero hindi ko naman gagamitin yun pareho. So, what do you guys think? Should go ba?
Go daw, go. Dami pa ng links na send.
Uy, ba't ang daming links na lumalabas? Ano to? Ayun, Master Bonds, you do.
Obvious na yung sagot dyan, no? Hello?
Aeropress? Pag-isipan ko, ganito na lang. Yung price natin, katulad ulit, the next day ko ulit sasabihin. Kasi it really takes some time for me to decide kung what to buy. Katulad yung last night's episode, diba? Hindi ko naman nasabi yung price natin. Pero ngayon, sinabi ko na, it's kalita and paper filters. So, baka may gusto magpa-raffle. Kahit hindi naman coffee-related yung item. Grabe naman sa Time More C2 raffle. Thank you, Dot. Sponsored ba yan? Sponsored. Okay. Sige. Let's talk about the price later. Sige. It's raffle time, guys. We have 41 participants here, -2. So, hindi na kami kasama ni Nathan doon. Plus si Angel, hindi na kasama. And yeah. Sige, Master, ikaw magtanong. Para kahit hindi naman non-coffee related question. Ang pinakamahirap na question. Ang rules, wrong spelling is wrong. Dapat pabilisan lang mag-type. And what else? Yung. Go lang. Take your time.
Hindi naman kailangan about me, no?
Oh, kahit hindi. Any question. Any random question will do.
Okay, ito na lang. Since we've been talking about the Aeropress a lot.
Yan. Sige.
Like we've been discussing that it's really good brewer, like for beginners. Sino na lang yung inventor ng Aeropress?
Yan. That's a good question.
Correct.
Who invented Aeropress? Wrong spelling is wrong. Dapat capital letter yung A. Siyempre, formal tayo. Diba? De, joke lang. Okay. Ang dami. Yung una.
Ito, may year po.
Si Arwin.
Si Arwin.
Uy, grabe naman yung year. Natuwa ako dun sa may year.
May year.
Mali, dapat may Mr. Hindi tanggap yun. Mr. Alan.
Full name, middle name, gano'n.
Mr. Alan Adler. Uy, Angel, bawal ka na sumali. Talo ka na. Nanalo ka na eh. Grabe naman yung sa The Alan Adler. Parang mas gusto ko yung The Alan Adler.
The Alan Adler. Medyo intense eh.
Loko-loko nga, Arian. Natawa ako doon.
Aero be president. Mr. Alan Adler.
Okay, so who do you think? Ano sagot? Alan Adler. Pwede na yun?
Oo.
Sige. And sorry, Mitch, ha?
Ikaw ka.
Si Mitch ang pinakauna eh. Kaso, maarte kami sa rules, Mitch. Sorry. Dapat capital.
Capital dapat.
Sorry. Sorry, Mitch, ha? Bawi na lang. Sorry, nagpanic pala siya. Okay lang, Mitch. Bawi ka na lang next time.
So, sino nanalo?
I think si Arwin. Correct?
Arvin,
he's one of my good friends also. Mag-hi ka naman dyan.
Oy, Arwin, pa-shoutout naman dyan.
Drake pala to!
Barista rin siya, barista.
Di mo na yata kailangan ng price, Arwin. Feeling ko kompleto ko sa gamit. Gusto mo ng stapler? May stapler pa ako dito.
Fun fact, nalala yan ng komandante dati.
Talaga?
Siya ng komandante.
Wow.
Suki ng raffle yan.
Grabe naman, Arwin. Nag-review ba yan? Okay, I think Arwin won. So, yeah. Congrats, Arwin. And your prize tomorrow. Wait for it. Join our group, Arwin, para ma-post ko din yung prize mo. Okay? How is that? Congrats, brother. Ang dami namang bitter dito, Sheena. May sagot pa.
Oo nga, dami na pag-away.
Easy lang. Okay, since madami tayong attendees ngayon, paraffle pa tayo ulit. Isa pa. One more.
Ay,
We will have 2 winners for tonight. Okay?
Pressure ako sa tanong.
Isa pa. Sige, ako naman magtatanong. Para...
Sige. Go na ako.
Okay. So, question. Ready? Are you guys ready? Pabilis ulit man type. In 3, 2, 1. Wait lang. Sino yung nakalaban ni Doctor Strange dun sa first part ng movie niya? Sino dun yung pinaka-final boss na nakalaban ni Doctor Strange?
Tama na out of this.
Oy, wrong spelling is wrong.
Spelling is wrong.
Wait lang, ano ba yung sagot? Tangin ang sagot yung Vegeta naman. Ano ba yan? Ang sabaw ng Vegeta. Ano ba yan? Gago.
Vegeta.
Wait lang, nakakatawa naman.
Wala. Kamukha mo niya.
Ano yung mga sagot nyo? Thanos? Ano ba yan? Bakit pa yung Vegeta? Ano ba yan, Aryan? Nag-dinner ka na ba? Feeling mo hindi pa. Okay, I think it's... What's the answer, guys? May nakatama na eh.
Parang guys, no? Jet talaga, no? Loko to sila.
Okay, so it's Dormammu. And, sorry, medyo geeky yung question natin. So, the correct spelling, it's double M. I think we have a winner. I think it's Mike. It's Mike again. Is it Mike? Ang benta ng Vegeta eh. Parang gusto ko bigyan
Chato? Is it not Chato?
Bigyan ko ng...
Ayaw nga.
Bigyan ko ng consolation yung Vegeta. Naawa ako at natawa ako at the same time. Sige. Aryan, yung stapler with bala. Yun na lang. Okay lang. G na ba yun? Sorry.
Maldito!
Okay, I think we have a winner. It's Mike. Actually, may utang pa ako na picture kay Mike. So, Mike, may prize ka ulit sa akin. So, dalawa na yung prize mo. And, siguro, by next week, dadating na yung picture. Then, I might include another prize. So, yeah. Good job, Mike. Congrats. Congrats to all winners. And,
daming raffle. Sali nga ako next time.
Nakakatuwa. Ang dami nating participants eh. Grabe ka, Master Nathan. Dami mong fans.
Hatak lang yan.
Guess natin ulit si Nathan next week para... Baka naman may gusto kang iparaffle, Jerby. May pahabol ka ba?
Oo, si Jerby, madami yan. May vlog yan. Follow niyo vlog niya.
Thanks, guys. Love your support.
And also, I would like to thank OG Lyndon. Actually, si Master Lyndon yung nagpakilala sa amin ni Nathan eh. So,
yes.
Thank you, OG.
Malaking tulong sa kanya Lyndon. Siya one of the first nakalala ko sa coffee industry si Lyndon.
Yan. Grabe to si OG.
One of the
Ayan.
OGs. OG talaga yan. Master roaster yan.
Ayan. So again, thank you, Master Nathan, for joining for tonight's
Yes,
episode.
sure. Thank you
And
for having me.
thank you for sharing your story, for sharing your recipes
Yes.
or whatsoever, and your experience sa
Although
coffee.
yun ako, just chat me anytime. Like,
Yan.
every
Feel free
questions,
to chat
whatever
Nathan.
you guys have. Yeah.
Yeah.
May nag-link naman nata ng IG ko kanina.
Yan.
Doon
Galing.
ako mas
It's
active.
Ongchuan. Follow, guys. Follow.
Yup.
Galing.
Yun yung
Thank
tawag
you,
sa akin.
Nathan. And for those na...
Thank you rin for having me.
Yes. Welcome very much. You're very much welcome. And to those na bagong sali lang sa group, thank you guys for your interest kasi we really do this talks every week. So
Thank you rin for the support.
yeah, hope you can join us again next week for another episode. And also,
Magaling yan,
please
magaling.
to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's Arcana Coffee. This whole stream will be uploaded there. So para kung gusto nyo to do recaps, you can just like actually watch the whole thing sa YouTube natin. Okay. So are we guys good?
Check out nyo yung Arcana talaga. They can really
Yeah.
give you a
Thanks.
really in-depth of all the sides of the industry.
Thank you,
Yes,
Master. Thank you, Master. And just to give you a sneak peek, we're going to have our episode 5 next week. It's all about the science of coffee, everything you need,
Very
everything you
interesting.
need to know about science. Let's talk about the caffeine, the aromas, the taste, whatsoever. And Jaimer, are you ready? Yeah, isa sa mga guest speakers.
Tama yan.
Jaimer. What's up, Jaimer? Shout out to
Ready to go.
you.
Hindi
Yan.
pa.
And saka
Hindi
yung
pa ako ready.
yung nirecommend mo sa akin, Nathan, si Mel? Is that Dr.
si
Mel?
Yes,
Mel.
Sir Doc Mel.
We'll try
Yes.
to ask Doc Mel for dito sa next week.
Ay, thank you, Jaimer.
Pwede ko kayo i-reto? Pwede ko i-reto.
Grabe naman sa Reto. Sige, Reto, pwede na yan. I'll take it.
Reto.
Pero yeah,
Close friend ko rin siya. Yeah.
I also try to message him personally para I can give him a formal invite for our next episode.
Sige. Okay.
Thank you, Jaimer. Thank you, Nathan.
Profit.
Okay. Are we guys good? You guys good? Okay na ba? That was a really fun episode. I really like this episode.
Thank you rin.
Fun. Thank you, Nathan. The best.
Good experience rin. Thank you rin, John. Thank you.
Ano yan? Congratulate ulit natin si Nathan, the champion. Champion yan.
Chamba lang, guys. Chamba lang. Believe in your recipe.
Hindi, feeling
Huwag
ko
kayo
naman,
matakot.
grabe, may potential ka naman na I really see your potential when it comes to coffee. Feeling ko mag-champion ka ulit next year. Feeling ko, Nah.
Sana lang.
Hey,
Okay.
just a little trivia, guys. Actually, close fight yung result ni Arwin at saka ni Nathan yun sa komandante.
Talaga?
Actually, Arwen yung kalaban ko na.
Kaya naman pala eh.
Kalaban.
Okay.
Si Arwin yung second place at that time. So,
Talaga? Uy, congrats, Arwin.
I forgot.
Hmm.
I forgot yung basta ang liit lang ng difference yung kanilang scores noon.
Gagaling na itong mga masters natin. Actually, this group talaga started nung June pa. Like, sobra like 15 lang kami sa group. Like, every week dumadagdag.
I see.
But now we're already like 250 members. Hindi na ako makapag-add ng tao sa GC namin. That's why I created a Facebook group. Para doon na ng tao. So yeah, galing.
Nakita ko rin ito kay Lyndon eh. Siya yung nagpakita sa akin.
Nice.
Lahat
Again,
mga
and
paligid.
also, yeah, I would like to also thank Master Lyndon for sharing your insights kanina. And also Jerby, Wells Jaimer, and Hanson, ready for your latte art episode.
Latte art, hands-on na.
Solid yan,
Latte art.
solid.
Follow nyo siya. Handcrafted beverages.
Thanks.
Had fun din. Thank you, Hanson, for your insights kanina. Okay, so I think that's a wrap.
Yes.
Yeah, it's sakto 9 o'clock na. So yung iba hindi pa nagde-dinner. So kain na kayo, guys. Ayan, 5 filter.
Kape na.
Ayan, follow din natin yung 5 filter coffee yan. Thank you, Jed, for the
Check out nyo rin yun.
Sige, mag-followan tayo sa Instagram.
Post-pandemic.
Yan. And then also, support local, love local. Don't forget. And drink black coffee. Once you go black, you'll never go back. Ayan. Lessen your 3-in-1 intakes, guys. 3-in-1 is bad for your health.
Yes.
For coffee.
Appreciate.
And also, can we do a picture pala? Sorry. Pwede ba tayo mag-picture?
Pwede.
Okay.
Bukas na kayo ng camera. Huwag na kayong masyado.
Oo nga. Pwede ba picture ulit? Will that be fine, guys? Let's do it for the gram. Dot, do you mind screenshotting ulit? Okay ba yan? Si Dot yung photographer natin eh. Sa, yan, screenshot. Come on, guys. Please turn on your cameras. Hi, guys.
Lahat. Gusto ko makita lahat. Gusto ko
Si
makita
Dorothy
lahat.
yung mod mo.
Hmm. Ang
Siya yung
galing.
nagsasend ng
Gusto ko
links
makita
and
lahat.
everything.
Anduga
Hi, guys.
tumakap sa iba.
Hi, guys.
I-call out niyo yung mga hindi naka-video.
Oo nga. Jerby, why do you have 2 accounts here?
Yeah, cause yung isa pang video, yung
Hanson,
chat.
Pogi.
Grabe naman.
Fresh
yun,
na fresh.
yun si Master Hanson, oh. Yan. Makikita natin.
Tapos si Master Arvin, no?
Fresh na fresh.
Yan. Sino pa mga Master?
Oh, yeah, Arwin.
Arwin. Hi, guys. What's up?
Hi guys.
Meron pa pala tayo sa next page. Ayan. So, we'll do dalawang picture tayo since hindi kasya sa screen ko yung the whole group. Ayan. Dot, do the honors. You know, si Vegeta. What's up, Vegeta? Ayan. Tabaw ka ba ngayon? Sobrang tawa-tawa talaga ako sa answer. Loko. Okay, so, are you guys ready? Ayan, wait lang. Meron pang hindi nag-on. Yan, ang dami na
Ready
natin.
na ba?
Well, record-breaking to, ang dami nating participants na. I'm really happy na this group is growing. Okay, sige, I think, Dot, game.
Thank you.
Game.
Wait lang.
Thank you for the support.
Okay.
Sila Kenny,
Nasaan si
Celine,
ano?
and siya.
Sige. If you guys are really not comfortable opening your cam, it's okay. I mean, no pressure. Maarte lang kami, sorry.
Privacy naman.
Okay lang.
Joke lang naman yan.
Pero thank you for joining. Salamat talaga. Okay, sige, game.
Game.
Magbilang ka na lang ng 3, 2, 1. Okay?
Okay, yung sa first page muna.
Okay, first page.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Yun, no? Okay, second page.
Page 1, 2, 3.
Okay, that's a wrap.
Thank you
guys.
for the support.
Thank you guys for joining. Thank you, Master Nathan.
Thanks guys.
Thank you, guys. We can still hang out for a bit.
Baka may questions kayo na naniya kayo tanong kayo.
Okay, pahabol guys, pwede tayo mag-inuman. Tapos na yung session. Wait lang. Stop ko muna yung recording. Wait lang. Let me just close my yung closing spiel ko. So again, thank you guys for joining and hope we can see you again for next week's episode. And thank you, Master Nathan, for joining. And yeah, peace. Bye. Okay.